Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Brewery Bhavana out of Raleigh, North Carolina. This beer is their flagship Pilsner, Brisk. Somehow I've not had this before, and I saw it on the shelf. I'm trying to remember. I think it was at Salud, but I saw it recently and before all the craziness started, and I grabbed a can of it. So I'm excited to try it. They're most known for their American Wild Ales, but all of their clean beers are very good too. So can't wait to dig into this one. The description just says, like all great pilsners, this beer begins with Pilsen malt and Saaz hops, but it sets itself apart with added crystal hops and a touch of oats. That's interesting for Pilsner. And it is 4.2 ABV. So crack it open and see what we got. So it pours a really nice darker straw to golden color, but it's a little lighter than most Pilsners, I would say. There was a white head that faded away pretty quickly. Man, that smells fantastic. There's a lot of like earthy and grassy hops, but there's a little bit of like orangey citrus to it too. I do get a little bit of like corn husk, but definitely also a lot of like bready and doughy notes as well. I mean, we'll see how it tastes. So just something kicked in like right when I took that last whiff. There's like a honey character to it too. And something almost like so when I say floral, generally I mean like you go to a florist shop, like an abundance of a bunch of different flowers. But this smells like some sort of Easter flower, like a lilac or something. I don't know. I know that sounds stupid and it's weird. Easter's tomorrow, but there's definitely a lot of complexity to this aroma for a Pilsner for sure. That's interesting because given the aroma, I expected this to be hoppier than a traditional Pilsner. But to be honest, it almost comes off as less hoppy than a traditional Pilsner in the flavor. It almost kind of reminds me more of a Helles than a Pilsner. I mean, it has those noble hops, not as much of that citrus as I was getting in the aroma. Definitely some like two-row Pilsner malt and a little bit of that corn husky flavor that I was getting in the aroma too. I do get a little bit of that honey in the flavor too. But it's weird. It almost reminds me of like the flavor that you get from alcohol from honey, if that makes any sense. Like a really boozy mead has a different alcohol characteristic than like a boozy beer. And that's what I get out of this, which is even more strange because it's 4.2 alcohol. I mean, this is not a strong beer by any means. But it has like, it's just a touch of that. But there's something about it that reminds me of like fermented honey. I don't know. It could be something with the oats, but I doubt it. I don't know why that would have that flavor. Yeah. So the flavor's a little more complex than, or less complex than the aroma, but overall it's still a really nice, clean drinking Pilsner um, that I would be happy to slug back, for a session. And I don't remember what this can cost, but whatever it cost, it was marked up because I got it from a bottle shop and it was one can. But they're they're 12-ounce cans, which are usually like the really simple beers. They're usually like $10 for a 6 pack, which is by today's standards for a good craft beer, that's pretty cheap. And they're of the utmost quality. I wouldn't say I like this as much as like the Belgian single, the Sal that's in the 12-ounce can. But it's a different style of beer. Like I would probably, if I just had to pick one on any given day, I would probably pick that beer. But I can't compare the two on style because they're completely different. But I would say of the Pilsners that I can get locally, this one isn't my favorite, but it's also probably significantly cheaper than the ones that are my favorite. So if I'm putting price into the equation, which I definitely think is worth doing, especially for this style, because a lot of them are, even if they're all really good, a lot of them are somewhat similar. So price really does play a role. One, I might like one better, but it's not exponentially better as long as the other one's pretty good quality, and that's really the scenario here. So because of the price point, I'm going to give this a buy. And in general, I would say it's probably a buy, but just thinking about what's available to me locally, if I just wanted the best Pilsner I can get, this would not be what I would buy. But if I want one that's, a little less pricey and is still really good and I could not feel bad about drinking it all day, A, because of the ABV, and B, because of the price, then I would definitely buy this again. So I'm going to call it a buy. But I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.